Welcome back, everyone. This is Bevan with Tried and True EDC. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the TKell Knives Accomplice. Before we jump into the knife, let's talk about the packaging and what you can expect when you pick one of these up. So look at this reusable pouch. It's got TKell knives right there, Velcro, so you can throw some patches on here. Yeah. All right, so the knife came slipped between these two straps. You get a Band-Aid in case you cut yourself. Be less dumb. It's kind of a motto of TKell Band-Aids. Really like that. Ballistol multi-purpose wipes. Keep that blade clean. Also, extra slots right here to put things in. Got some mole attachments in the back, a little loop. I gotta say, this has got to be one of the nicest fixed blade packaging I've ever seen. Actually, it's probably better than some folders I've had by far. Very cool. Very, very excited. Great job. I really, really like the packaging. I think it gives it a really nice touch. All right, let's jump into the knife. Let's talk about the blade. So this has a nickel boron coating on it. It's kind of like a dark stonewash, I guess you can call it. It gives it that look. It's got TKell right there. This right here is Outer Limitless. So this is a collaboration between TKell and Eric Outer from Outer Limitless. The steel is AEB-L, made in the USA. It's kind of got that clip point going on for it. Very nice. I don't know if you can see, but there's these lines that go down the blade, the primary bevel. No jimping up top. I do notice that there is some nicks right here as it extends towards the tip. Not a deal breaker though. I plan to put this to use. I don't know if that was by design, but that's fine. Let's see if it's sharp. Why, yes it is. And let's get that out of the way. Let's talk about the handle. So they offered about 6 different options when this dropped, and I opted in for the Grivati finish on the handle, the scales. It's got nice sculpting to it. Look at that. It's kind of like a purple, black camo. Now, I'm from Sacramento, California, so, I never hesitate to get something that represents the Sacramento Kings. Very nicely done. Full tang design. It's gorgeous. They sold out quite a few of the other options. I think this was one of 4 left. Very, very nice. And it's feels like G10. It doesn't really state exactly the material. At least I didn't find it on their website. But very nice. Let's talk about the ergonomics. Whew! Ladies and gentlemen, I am over the moon. This is so nice in hand. It feels like an absolute extension of your hand. Right? In a hammer grip, comfy. Saber grip, comfy. Reverse grip, you guessed it, comfy. All day long. There's a lot of weight to it though. It does have a real nice bit of weight. Makes me wonder if I took off the scales, if it's milled internally underneath the scales on the handle, but it doesn't really matter. Milled, not milled, it's perfect. It's got that weight, but you just it's in your hand. Right? Just no doubt about it, and it feels so good. I usually don't get this giddy about knives, but man, I am very impressed with this one. And I'm so excited to put this to use. It's nice that I got a cutting board as my tabletop now, rather than my old mouse pad, and I can stab it. You did a great job with the fit and finish. There's a little area right here that feels like there's a small gap between the handle and the scale. But outside of that, they did a really great job. Smooth for the most part. Excellent. Excellent. All right, let's talk about the sheath. Retention, perfect. This is the perfect amount of retention I like on my fixed blades, especially with the Kydex sheath. It's got jimping right here for your thumb, so you can push down on it, push down. Very comfortable. Just pop it right open. It comes with this carry system. And really, I'm thinking front horizontal carry or a scout carry. And you can reverse this to the other side, depending how you want to orient that for whichever hand you are. Let's take a look at that. So this is me attempting to try to show you what it will look like. Now, granted, you see my belt, it is thick right here, so I'm going to attach it these two portions. So after you loop that over, go ahead and throw this one right here, and it will go over both layers of your belt. So you do that in the front, or yeah, throw it in the back for a scout carry if you like. I might opt in for some discrete carry concepts, or maybe multi-clip, but we'll see how that goes. I'll probably carry it as is for a little bit. Let's talk about the cost and availability. TKell I bought this directly from him from his website. He sells he has a bunch of other models, but they're kind of like built to your preferences, meaning it will takes 3 to 6 months. The Accomplice was the only knife that he dropped out of 6. It was during while I was in Disney World. It was like mid-April, and this is the only one that was available for shipping immediately. I took a look, and it looks like majority are sold out. By the time this video drops and you're watching it, it's likely they're going to be sold out. This is $275. I paid another $5 and some change for shipping. Got here within 3 to 4 business days. So I think the cost is very reasonable. And availability, though, unfortunately, is probably not going to be there. Or, I mean, I had 6 different options, I think, for the different scale types. And when I checked before filming this video, only one was available. All right, so what are my final thoughts? Is this worth it? I think so. Absolutely. I would buy this again. I actually threw one in my cart for a while, and well, I guess here's a kind of a pro tip. And I've been in e-commerce for a long time, and I know that some of the ways that retailers get you to come back and convert on the sale is if you leave products in the cart for a while, they will sometimes throw you a coupon code. TKell sent me a coupon code to check out with 10% off. And I was very tempted to buy another one. I really was. If I didn't already have some knives that I already made commitments to and purchased, I probably would have gotten another one. But for $275, this to me is one heck of a deal. I don't have too much experience with AEB-L. I know it's a stainless steel, but I mean, so I can't really say how much value you're getting for the steel, but just the fact that it's designed so incredibly well, so comfortable in hand. It's, I'm very excited for this. All right, before I end the video, I'm going to tell a story. So I was in Blade, Texas, the recent one in 2025, and I went by TKell's booth. Bunch of people were there, and TKell's been on my radar off and on, but it kind of fell off my radar until I saw them at Texas, at Blade, and huge following, huge following. Most of the knives I was looking at while I was there, were kind of like the self-defense knives, like concealed carry type of knives. But recently, I watched a live stream auction on Whatnot. It was a huge turnout. I think over 307 people were watching it. I think that's big. But they were auctioning a bunch of one-offs. Apparently, I didn't know this, but people who follow TKell and are supporters of his products, his work, they become known as TKellians. I think that's really cool. So hopefully I am one now too, since I do have a TKell knife. Very awesome. This is meant for kind of an outdoors knife, bushcrafting. But I can see it can be very versatile. Excellent. Excellent design. Again, this is the Accomplice. It's got a bunch of different models, and I know this certainly will not be my last one. And sometimes, like, I'll get a knife and I'll tell myself, maybe I won't like it, and I'll just sell it, right? But I want to check it out. That was not the case with this, because I'm definitely keeping this, and now I want more of his knives. So huge shout out to Tim and his team. You designed some amazing products, and I'm really glad to finally be able to get my hands on one. Excellent work. Let me know if you got a TKell as well, if you got some other models or this particular one. I'd love to hear your thoughts on how you feel about it. But for $275, I think this is worth every penny. So, take it for what it is, but it's an amazing knife. I do have to put it to work, so I have a feeling it's going to do just fine. It should exceed my expectations. So, yeah. Let me know if you have questions or comments. Drop that below. Happy to strike up a conversation with you. But as always, really appreciate you tuning in, and stay frosty.